Hey there, story lovers, and welcome to Story-Driven English, your go-to spot for learning English through epic tales. I'm your name, and today we're diving into a wild ride Trump's crazy quest to buy Greenland. Buckle up, because this isn't just a story, it's a geopolitical roller coaster with a twist so insane you'll be glued to your screen wondering, did he really almost pull it off? Trust me, you won't believe how this ends. If you're ready to boost your English and have a blast doing it, smash the subscribe button right now and join our story squad. Hit the bell too, so you never miss an adventure. Let's jump in because this tale's too good to skip. Chapter 1. The Greenland Gambit, Trump's big idea, and Denmark's polite, no thanks. Picture this. It's a crisp morning in March 2025. And somewhere in the Oval Office, Donald Trump is sipping his Diet Coke, gazing at a map of the world with that signature squint of his. His eyes land on Greenland, that massive, icy chunk of real estate floating up there between North America and Europe. You know what? He says to no one in particular, Greenland would look tremendous under the stars and stripes. The best. Absolutely fantastic. And just like that, the gears start turning again. This isn't just a passing fancy, it's Trump's grand vision. A Republican dream rooted in good old American strategy and a dash of showmanship. And honestly, who can blame him? I mean, it's Greenland, the world's biggest island. A geopolitical goldmine and a chance to stick it to the globalists. What's not to love? Now, let's set the scene. Greenland isn't just some frozen rock with polar bears and a few hardy locals sipping coffee in sub-zero temps. No, sir. This place is a big deal. Smack dab in the Arctic, it's the gateway to the North Atlantic and those icy shipping lanes that are opening up faster than you can say. Climate change, plus it's sitting on a treasure trove of minerals, natural gas, oil, you name it. It's like God dropped a giant gift basket right where the U.S. could keep an eye on it. And with Russia and China sniffing around up there like wolves at a barbecue, it's no wonder Trump's got his sights set on it. Securing Greenland? That's not just smart, it's genius. An American classic. See a problem, fix it, make it ours. Reagan would have nodded approvingly. Trump first floated this idea back in August 2019, and let me tell you, it was vintage Trump bold, brash, and totally out of left field. Why don't we just buy it? He reportedly asked his aides, probably, while gesturing grandly at a globe. The Danes, who've been calling Greenland their autonomous territory for ages, blinked in disbelief. Their prime minister at the time, Mette Frederiksen, called it absurd and said Greenland wasn't for sale. Ouch. Most folks thought that'd be the end of it, a quirky little footnote in the Trump saga. But here's the thing about our guy. He doesn't give up that easily. Fast forward to his second term in 2025, and he's back at it, doubling down like it's a real estate deal in Atlantic City. I said it before, I'll say it again, Greenland's a winner. We need it. They'll see, and you know what? He's got a point. Research backs this up. Greenland's strategic value is off the charts. It's not just about the resources, though. Wow, those are nice. It's about security. The U.S. already has a military base up their Thule Air Base, so why not go all in? Imagine the message it sends to Putin and Xi. Step off. Fellas, this is America's backyard now, plus the economic upside. Huge. Mining, shipping. Maybe even a Trump-branded Arctic resort, okay? That last one's a stretch, but you get the vibe. The man's got vision, and as a proud Republican, I'm all in for it. It's about keeping America first. Plain and simple, of course, Denmark's reaction has been. Let's call it politely frosty. Back in 2019, they brushed it off like Trump had asked to borrow their favorite sweater. Greenland is not for sale, and that's final, Frederiksen said, probably with a tight smile and a quick glance at her watch. Fast forward to 2025, and they're still not budging. When Trump brought it up again this time with a little more swagger, maybe a PowerPoint slide or two, the Danish government issued a statement that was basically, "We love our American friends, but no, you can't have our island. Please, enjoy some herring instead. Classic European sidestep, classy, a little smug, and zero intention of playing ball." But here's where it gets fun. Trump doesn't take no lying down, he turns it into a challenge. Word on the street, or at least on X, is he's been tossing around ideas with his team. What if we sweeten the deal? He muses. Throw in some trade perks, maybe a Trump Tower, Copenhagen beautiful, the best tower. Folks will love it. Meanwhile, the Danes are over there sipping aquavit, chuckling and saying, he's persistent. We'll give him that. It's like a transatlantic rom-com. America's the bold suitor with big dreams, and Denmark's the reserved beauty who's flattered but not quite ready to say, yes, so where does this leave us? Trump's still got his heart set on Greenland, and I say more power to him. It's a gutsy move, the kind of outside-the-box thinking that made him a legend in the first place. Sure, Denmark's playing hard to get, but that's just diplomacy, right? A little negotiation, a little charm, and who knows, maybe one day we'll see Old Glory waving over Nuke. Until then, I'll raise my coffee mug to the man who dares to dream big. Greenland might not be ours yet, but with Trump at the helm, it's never off the table. And frankly, that's the most American story I can think of, part strategy, part stubbornness. And a whole lot of fun. Chapter 2, Trump's Greenland quest. From big talk to bigger plan, so the Greenland saga rolls on, and by early 2025, it's clear Donald Trump isn't just daydreaming over his morning coffee anymore. This is a full-on mission. Picture him stepping up to the podium on March 4th, hair impeccable, tie bold, and that trademark grin flashing as he tells Congress, we need Greenland for national security. It's huge, folks. By hook or by crook, we're gonna get it. The room buzzes, some cheer, some gasp, but everyone's listening. This isn't the casual, hey, let's buy an island pitch from 2019. No, this is Trump 2.0, doubling down with the gusto of a man who knows America's destiny is on the line. And as a Republican who's all in for the guy, I'm loving every minute of it. He's not messing around, and frankly, Why should he? Greenland's a prize worth fighting for. Trump's been dropping these bombshells left and right. In interviews, he's called it an absolute necessity for America's safety, waving off naysayers like they're pesky allies at a Mar-a-Lago barbecue. Greenland's critical for world peace, he says, leaning into the mic with that classic Trump gravitas. We'll go as far as we need to. Wait as far as we need to. Did he just hint at? No, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Or maybe let's. He's not ruling out force, and while that's got the pearl clutchers in a tizzy, I see it as a power move. Negotiation's great, but sometimes you've got to flex a little muscle to remind folks who's boss. It's the art of the deal. Arctic editions start with a handshake, but keep the big stick handy. Then there's the speech that really got people talking. Trump looks straight into the camera and says to the Greenlanders, "We're with you." Self-determination. You bet. Join us, and we'll keep you safe. Make you rich, best deal you'll ever get. It's like he's auditioning to be their fairy godfather, promising prosperity and protection with a wink and a nod. And honestly, who wouldn't want Uncle Sam as a neighbor? He's even hinted his team's working with all the stakeholders to seal the deal. Translation: the man's got a plan, and it's bigger than a quick cash offer over coffee with the Danes. Enter G.D. Vance, the VP with a beard and a backbone, who's been Trump's wingman on this from day one. He takes a trip up to Greenland, probably bundled up in a parka, looking rugged, and lays it out plain. We're serious about Arctic security. He's throwing shade at Denmark, saying they're slacking on the job, leaving Greenland vulnerable. They're not investing enough, he declares, eyebrows raised like he's daring Copenhagen to argue back. America's got no choice but to step up. Then he drops the kicker. Hey, Greenland, why not go independent? Ditch Denmark. Team up with us, you'll be safer, richer, happier. It's a no-brainer. You can almost hear the crowd back home chanting, USA, USA. Vance is out there pitching Trump's vision like a pro, and it's music to my Republican ears. What's wild is how synced these two are. Trump and Vance aren't just riffing, they're singing from the same hymn book. It's not some off-the-cuff Trump whim anymore. This is a coordinated policy push. They're hammering the same points: national security, Arctic dominance, keeping Russia and China at bay. And the tone's shifting. Back in 19, it was all, let's buy it, nice and easy. Now, it's control this, take over, that, with a side of, we're not kidding around. Trump's even stopped ruling out the tough stuff force. Isn't off the table, and that's got Denmark sweating under their wool sweaters. It's like watching a chess game where America's sliding into checkmate while the other side's still figuring out the rules. Denmark, bless their hearts, is sticking to their polite, thanks, but no thanks routine. They're not thrilled about the escalation, can't blame them really. Imagine your neighbor keeps knocking on your door saying, "Love your backyard. Mind if I take it? No? How about now?" But Trump's not fazed. He sees Greenland slipping through Denmark's fingers too big, too strategic for them to handle alone. And with Vance out there stirring the pot, whispering independence, In the Greenlanders' ears, it's a 1-2 punch. The Danes might scoff, but you can bet they're checking their locks at night. Here's the beauty of it. This isn't just about land, it's about legacy. Trump's playing the long game, and I'm here for it. Securing Greenland would be a win for America, a middle finger to our rivals, and a feather in his cap that'd make historians drool. Sure, the lefties are whining about imperialism or whatever, but that's just noise. This is about strength, smarts, and keeping the world in check. So, yeah, Denmark's digging in their heels, but Trump's got the wheel, Vance has his back, and I've got my popcorn ready. Greenland might not know it yet, but it's about to get a whole lot more American, and I couldn't be prouder. Chapter 3. Denmark's polite, but firm, not happening. Dawn by now. The Greenland saga's heating up like a reality TV showdown. And Denmark's not just sitting back sipping hot cocoa while Trump and Vance flex their muscles. Oh no, they've got their Viking helmets on figuratively, of course, and are pushing back with all the polite stubbornness you'd expect from a classy Scandinavian crew. It's March 2025, and the Danish government's response to Trump's big Greenland grab is a masterclass in saying no way, while still offering a friendly handshake. As a card-carrying Republican who's ride or die for Trump, I've got to admit they're playing their cards smart, even if it's driving our guy up the wall. Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen's leading the charge, and she's not mincing words. When Vance rolled into Greenland like a bearded ambassador of American grit, she called it unacceptable pressure. You can almost hear her tea-esque sking over her morning smørrebrød. We'll stand firm, she declares, chin up, eyes steely, ready to defend her Arctic turf against what she calls aggressive moves. She's not wrong about the pressure Trump's out there saying, we'll get it one way or another, and Vance is whispering sweet nothings about independence to the locals. But Mette's having none of it. Greenland's not for sale, she snaps, and the people there get to decide their future. It's a mic-drop moment, and you've got to respect the backbone, even if it's aimed at thwarting our fearless leader's genius plan. Then there's Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen, who's chiming in with that classic Danish cool. He's not a fan of Trump's tone, probably thinks it's too loud, too brash, too American. This isn't how you talk to close allies, he says, sipping his coffee like he's in a Nordic noir flick. But he's not just griping, he's got a counter-offer. Look, we're already beefing up Arctic security, he points out, and we've got that 1951 defense deal with you guys. Want more troops at Thule? Let's chat. It's a slick move shutting down the sale talk while nudging the U.S. toward a less dramatic collaboration. I'll give him this. It's clever, even if it's dodging the real prize Trump's after. Even King Frederik's yes. Denmark's got a king, and he's got feelings jumps in with a royal cameo. Greenland's people are dear to me, he says, probably gazing soulfully out a palace window at the snowy horizon. It's a nice touch, tugging at the heartstrings while reminding everyone that Denmark's not just a landlord, they're family. The whole government's singing the same tune. Greenland's off the table, but they're not looking for a fight. They're worried Trump's big talk might stir up trouble among the Greenlanders themselves, maybe spark some internal squabbles. but they're crystal clear. The locals call the shots. Not Washington. Here's where it gets interesting. Denmark's not going full on berserker mode. They're too civilized for that. Instead, they're playing the long game, leaning on their sovereignty and that 1951 pact like it's a diplomatic shield. We're investing in the Arctic, they say. We're team players. Let's work together the old-fashioned way. It's a soft no wrapped in a warm hug, and you can tell they're hoping Trump'll take the hint and back off. Spoiler: he won't. This is the guy who turned no into a negotiation tactic, and with Vance egging him on, they're not about to wave a white flag over a little Danish charm. From my Republican perch, I see this as Denmark underestimating the Trump train. Sure, they're dug in, waving their self-determination banner and tossing out olive branches. But Trump's not here for half measures. Greenland's a national security jackpot. Those minerals, that location, the chance to box out Russia and China, and he's not settling for a polite pat on the back and a let's be friends deal. Frederiksson and Rasmussen might think they've got this locked down, but they're up against a guy who thrives on shaking things up. And me? I'm rooting for him all the way, because if anyone can turn this Danish nay into an American, yep, it's Donald J. Trump. Pass the popcorn. This is about to get good. Chapter 4. Greenland's leaders. Thanks, Trump. But we're good now. Let's zoom up to Greenland itself, where the locals aren't exactly rolling out the red carpet for Trump's grand American takeover plan. It's early 2025, and the folks up there bundled in parkas, sipping seal broth, and watching the Arctic sun barely peek over the horizon are making it crystal clear they're not buying what Trump's selling. As a die-hard Republican who thinks Trump's the best thing since sliced bread, I've got to hand it to them. These Greenlanders have spunk. They're not just shrugging off the Donald. They're digging in their heels with a polite but firm, nah, we're good. Take Prime Minister M.T. Barup Ejid, a guy who's got the whole chill but resolute vibe down pat. He steps up to the mic and declares, Greenland is ours. We're not for sale. Boom. No wiggle room there. He's not just talking real estate, he's talking identity. We're not looking to be Americans or Danes, he says. We're Kalalit, and we'll decide our own future. Thank you very much. It's like he's channeling a Viking spirit, minus the battle axe, calling for calm and unity while staring down the pressure from Uncle Sam. You've got to admire the guy's cool-headed grit, even if it's aimed at thwarting Trump's brilliant vision. The Greenlanders aren't new to this independence game. They've been inching away from Denmark for decades, dreaming of standing on their own 2 feet. But here's the kicker. They don't want to swap Copenhagen's leash for Washington's. A poll shows 85% of them giving a hard pass to joining the U.S. 85%. That's not a maybe. That's a heck no. Loud inauto echo off the icebergs. They're worried Trump's big talk could mess up their slow and steady march to freedom. We want independence, they say, but on our terms, not as a pit stop to becoming America's 51st state. Fair enough, even if I think they're missing out on the best deal ever. The political scene up there's buzzing too. With Trump and Vance turning up the heat, Greenland's leaders aren't taking any chances. They've banded together like a superhero team, forming a new coalition government that ropes in 4 out of 5 parliamentary parties. Jens Frederick Nielsen, the incoming PM, steps up and says, "We need unity. Now more than ever, this outside pressure's no joke." It's like they've built a political igloo to keep Trump's ambitions at bay. 4 parties, 1 mission: keep Greenland Greenlandic. That's some next-level teamwork, and it shows just how seriously they're taking this threat, too. Their autonomy from my Trump-loving Republican corner. I get it, they're proud, they're scrappy, and they don't want anyone bossing them around. But come on, folks. This is Donald Trump we're talking about. The guy's offering security, prosperity, maybe even a Trump Tower nuke with a killer view of the fjords. Okay, maybe not that last one, but you catch my drift. He's not trying to steamroll their identity. He's inviting them into the American family, where they'd be safe from Russia and China's Arctic shenanigans. Instead, they're clutching their Catholic pride like it's a life raft, turning up their noses at the greatest country on earth. It's almost cute, if it weren't. So frustrating. So, where does this leave Trump's Greenland gambit? Denmark's playing diplomat, Greenland's playing hard to get, and our man's still out there swinging for the fences. The locals might be united in there, no thanks, but Trump's not one to back down from a challenge, especially not with Vance hyping him up and the stakes this high. Me? I'm still Team Trump all the way. Sure, the Greenlanders want to chart their own course, but I say give it time. Once they see the stars and stripes waving in the wind, they might just warm up to the idea. Until then, it's a classic standoff. Trump's big dreams versus Greenland's big. Nope, grab a seat, this one's far from over. Chapter 5. The experts weigh in. Greenland's geopolitical jackpot be now. The Greenland saga's got everyone talking, not just Trump fans like me, but the brainy folks who live for maps and missile ranges. It's March 2025, and the experts in international relations and Arctic politics are buzzing like bees at a picnic, breaking down why Greenland's such a big deal, what's driving Trump's obsession, and what might happen if he pulls it off. As a Trump-loving Republican, I'm all ears, because if the man says it's worth it, I'm betting these eggheads will back him up. Spoiler, they mostly do, even if some of them get a little squeamish about the how-to part. First off, the consensus is loud and clear. Greenland's a geopolitical unicorn. Smack in the Arctic, it's like the VIP bouncer for key shipping lanes. Think North Atlantic, and those icy new routes popping open as the planet heats up. Plus, it's a military gold mine. The U.S. already has Thule Air Base up there, keeping an eye on the neighborhood, but owning the whole island? That's next level. Experts point out it's perfectly positioned to watch Russia and China, who've been sniffing around the Arctic like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. And don't get me started on the goodies: underground rare earth minerals, oil, gas. It's like Greenland sitting on a treasure chest that could power everything from iPhones to fighter jets. Trump sees that, and I say he's a genius. For it America first, baby. Some of these brainiacs even give it a historical nod. They argue snagging Greenland would tie up North America's northwest and northeast flanks under one big, beautiful U.S. umbrella. It's like finishing a puzzle that's been sitting on the table since the 1800s back when we tried buying it before shout-out to 1867. Almost got it then. One expert called it logical geopolitics, and I'm nodding along. Imagine the stars and stripes waving from Alaska to Greenland total Arctic domination. Trump's not just chasing a deal. He's chasing destiny. Who wouldn't want that? Feather in their cap? But here's where the party poopers chime in. Some experts probably sipping lattes in ivory towers warn that pushing too hard could backfire. Don't strong-arm it, they say, clutching their pearls. Force or coercion? Big mistake. They think Trump could get what he wants: security, resources, a leg up on rivals by playing nice with Denmark and Greenland instead. They point to the 1951 Defense Pact and say, look, we've already got a foot in the door, why rock the boat? Fair point, I guess, but this is Trump we're talking about. He doesn't do half measures. Why settle for a guest pass when you can own the whole club? Then there's the hand-wringing about alliances. These worrywarts fret that pushing for Greenland might tick off Denmark and the Euro crowd, maybe even put a dent in NATO. Transatlantic tensions, they cry. International law. Self-determination. Okay, sure. Nobody wants a grumpy Denmark or worse, a pouty NATO. But let's be real, America's the backbone of that alliance. If Trump says Greenland's vital for world peace, and he has, they'll get over it. Besides, Russia and China aren't exactly playing by the rule book. Why should we tie one hand behind our back? The stakes are too high, and Trump knows it. Still, the naysayers have a fallback. You don't need to buy it. They argue the U.S. can keep working with Denmark and Greenland as is lean on the defense deal, cozy up for mining rights, keep the Arctic secure without a big, splashy takeover. It's a snooze fest of a plan, if you ask me. Trump's not here to tinker around the edges. He's here to win big. Greenland's not just a partner. It's a prize. And yeah, maybe it ruffles some feathers, but that's the price of greatness. The experts see the value, location, resources, strategy. They just get twitchy about the execution. Me? I trust Trump to thread the needle, charm the Danes, win over the Greenlanders, and make it all look easy. So, what's the takeaway? Greenland's a geopolitical jackpot, and Trump's got his eyes on the prize. The experts mostly agree it's worth chasing. They just quibble over the playbook. I say, let the man work his magic. He's got Vance in his corner, a vision that's pure Americana, and the guts to go for it. Denmark's digging in. Greenland's saying, no thanks. But this is Trump we're talking about. When he sees a deal this good, he doesn't stop till it's done. The experts can analyze all they want. I'm betting on the guy who's never met a challenge he couldn't conquer. Greenland's future? It's looking more star-spangled by the day. Chapter 6, The Greenland Chronicles. A Trump-tastic time lineal right. Folks, let's take a stroll down memory lane, or rather, a wild ride through the Greenland saga, Trump style. It's March 31st, 2025, and this whole thing's been a roller coaster of big ideas, Danish side eyes, and Greenlandic grit. As a proud Republican who thinks Trump's the greatest thing since the Founding Fathers, I've been cheering from the sidelines, and this timeline's got all the juicy highlights. Buckle up, it's a doozy, and I'm loving every patriotic minute of it. It all kicked off back in August 2019 when Trump, in classic out-of-the-box fashion, floated the idea of buying Greenland from Denmark. Picture him leaning over a map, Diet Coke in hand, saying, "Why not? It's a great deal." The world blinked. Denmark laughed it off, but the seed was planted. Fast forward to December 2019, and the Danes may be warming up just a smidge greenlit a U.S. consulate in Greenland. By June 2020, we'd reopened shop in Nuuk, waving the stars and stripes like a friendly, "We're here to stay" signal. Trump's vision was simmering, and I was already dreaming of Arctic real estate. Things stayed quiet for a bit. Trump had an election to win, after all, but Greenland didn't forget its own dreams. In February 2024, their government doubled down on independence from Denmark, setting the stage for some serious chess moves. Then, bam, December 2024, Trump, fresh off his second-term victory, takes to Truth Social and drops a bombshell. U.S. ownership and control of Greenland is an absolute necessity. The man's not whispering anymore, he's shouting it from the digital rooftops. Denmark, caught off guard, scrambles and boosts defense spending for Greenland, probably muttering, "Oh, he's serious this time." January 2025 rolls in, and it's fireworks. Denmark's King Frederik X looking regal and a tad peeved seems to throw shade at Trump's push, while Trump fires back. Denmark should just let it go. America needs it for national security. He's not ruling out economic muscle or even military flexing, and I'm over here like, that's my guy, go big or go home. Don JRB even pops up in Greenland, probably scoping out the scenery and shaking hands, because why not keep it a family affair? Meanwhile, on January 13th, the Make Greenland Great Again Act hits the U.S. House. Yes, it's real, and it's fabulous. A month later, on February 10th, Representative Buddy Carter ups the ante with the red, white, and blue Greenland Act of 2025, aiming to rename it and let Trump snag it however he can. I mean, talk about swagger. Congress is all in. March 4th, 2025 is the big one. Trump steps up to the mic and tells the world, one way or another, we're getting Greenland. It's peak Trump, bold, brash, and unapologetic. I'm practically saluting my TV screen. A week later, on March 13th, he's chatting with NATO's top dog, hinting he'll loop them in on the annexation plan, because why not make it a team effort? But the Greenlanders aren't clapping. On March 14th, all 5 parties in their parliament drop a joint, no thanks statement, backed by Denmark's PM Frederiksen, who's basically their cheerleader-in-chief. Tough crowd. Then there's G.D. Vance, Trump's trusty VP, who rolls into Greenland in March with his wife, probably flashing that winning smile. Denmark and Greenland, not amused. Protests flare, headlines scream, and Frederickson calls it unacceptable pressure. I get it, they're feisty. But come on, Vance is just doing his job, selling the American dream. By March 31st, the sagas. Still simmering, with Trump undeterred, Denmark digging in, and Greenland waving its Werkalalet. Not Yankees flag high. Looking at this timeline, it's clear Trump's been playing 4D chess since day one. From that 2019 brainstorm to 2-0 to 5's full court press, he's got a vision: security, resources, America first, and he's not letting a little pushback slow him down. Sure, Denmark's got their polite nope, and Greenland's got their pride, but this is Trump we're talking about. The guy who turned impossible into watch me. I'm all and every date on this list is another step toward an Arctic win, and I can't wait to see how he pulls it off. Greenland. Might not know it yet, but it's got "Made in the USA" written all over it. Go Trump. Chapter 7. Why Trump's got his eyes on Greenland. A grand slam of genius. Let's peel back the curtain on why Donald Trump's so fired up about Greenland. It's not just a random itch he's scratching. By March 31st, 2025, this isn't some wild hair up his sleeve. It's a calculated play straight out of The Art of the Deal, and as a Trump-loving Republican, I'm here to break it down with a grin. The man's got big, beautiful reasons: strategy, resources, legacy, and they all scream America first, louder than a 4th of July parade. Buckle up, because this is why Trump's Greenland obsession is pure gold. First up, location, location, location. Greenland's parked right between North America and Europe, like a bouncer at the Arctic's VIP club. Controlling it, that's a military jackpot. Picture this: the U.S. keeping tabs on Russia and China, who've been flexing their Arctic muscles like it's a Cold War reboot. Greenland guards the juke gap. Greenland, Iceland, UK a choke point where NATO tracks Russian subs sneaking into the North Atlantic. And don't forget Thule Air Base, now Patuxent Space Base, our northern watchtower for missile warnings and space surveillance. Trump knows it's already a gem in our crown. Why not lock down the whole island? It's a no-brainer for national security, and I'm all for him flexing that muscle to keep Putin and Xi in check. Then there's the treasure chest factor. Greenland's sitting on a gold mine: oil, natural gas, and those fancy rare earth minerals that make tech nerds drool. We're talking stuff you need for smartphones, wind turbines, electric cars, the works. Right now, China's got the world by the short hairs on rare earths, and Trump's not about to let that stand. Snagging Greenland's stash could cut that dependency and stick it to Beijing in one fell swoop. Plus, oil and gas? That's energy independence on steroids. Trump's eyeing a resource haul that'd make America richer than a Wall Street bull market, and I'm cheering him on. Drill, baby, drill. Climate change tosses another ace into the mix. As the Arctic ice melts faster than a popsicle in July, new shipping lanes are popping open shorter, sweeter routes linking Asia, Europe, and North America. Greenland's smack in the middle, ready to be the next big maritime hub. Trump's got a nose for opportunity. He sees freighters zipping through, cutting travel time, boosting trade, all under America's watchful eye. It's like turning Greenland into the Panama Canal of the North. And who wouldn't want that feather in their cap? The man's thinking ahead, and I'm loving the hustle. And let's not kid ourselves, there's a legacy angle here that's pure Trump. Buying Greenland would be his Alaska moment, a land grab echoing 1867, when we scooped up that northern gem for pennies. Imagine the history books. Trump, the guy who made America bigger, badder, and Arctic ready. It's not just about maps, it's about cementing his name as the deal maker who reshaped the continent. Critics might scoff, but I say it's bold, it's brash, it's Trump. He's not here to play small ball, he's swinging for the fences. And I'm waving the palm-pomis.so. What's driving Trump? It's a triple threat, a strategic stranglehold. To outmaneuver rivals, a resource bonanza to fuel America's future, and a historic flex to etch his name in gold. The guy's not just chasing Greenland, he's chasing greatness. Sure, Denmark's huffing and Greenland's puffing, but Trump's got the vision, the guts, and the know-how to make it happen. Me? I'm all in this is why he's the leader. We need turning icy dreams into red, white, and blue reality. Go get him, Mr. President. Chapter 8. What if Trump wins the Greenland game? A big, bold ripple effect, all right. Let's fast forward to the what if say Trump pulls off the deal of the century and Greenland's flying the stars and stripes by late 2025. As a Trump die-hard Republican, I'm rubbing my hands together at the possibilities, but even I can see this shake things up big time politically, economically, diplomatically. It's a high-stakes play with sky-high rewards and a few speed bumps, but if anyone can make it work, it's our guy. Let's break it down with a grin and a nod to the man who'd make it happen, politically. Snagging Greenland could stir up a hornet's nest. The locals, those proud Kalaallit folks, aren't exactly waving "Welcome to America" signs. With 85% saying "no thanks" in polls, you'd have a grumpy population on your hands, maybe even some protests with sealskin banners. Trump's charm, of course, probably promise jobs, security, and the best infrastructure they've ever seen, but it'd take some elbow grease to win them over. Then there's Denmark, our NATO buddy. They'd be steamed. No doubt imagine Fredriksen's face when she hears ally and land grab in the same breath. Europe might clutch their pearls too, muttering about coercion and borders. Me? I say they'd get over it. Trump's too good at smoothing ruffled feathers, and America's the big dog in the alliance anyway. Economically, this is where it gets juicy. Greenland's a treasure trove: oil, gas, rare earths, and under U.S. control. We'd be pumping and mining like it's the Wild West. New shipping lanes from melting ice. Boom trade routes slashing. Time between continents with Greenland as our Arctic toll booth. Sure, the upfront cost be a whopper buying it, building it up, but Trump's a businessman. He'd turn that frozen rock into a gold mine faster than you can say. Tax cut. The catch? The Greenlanders are big on their pristine tundra. No one wants oil rigs mucking up the view. Trump'd have to play it smart, maybe toss in some green tech to keep em happy. I'm betting he'd nail it profit with a side of PR, diplomatically. It's a chessboard shakeup. Russia and China would squawk louder than seagulls at a fish fry to rivals who'd hate seeing Uncle Sam plant a flag in their Arctic backyard. They'd call it expansionism. Maybe flex some muscle in response, but Trump's not one to blink. He'd stare 'em down, NATO or not, and keep the North Pole in check. The rules-based international order? Some eggheads say it'd take. A hit Greenland's not a shopping cart item. They whine, but I say rules bend when security's on the line, and Trump knows how to rewrite the playbook. Critics argue we could just team up with Denmark and Greenland, instead no sale needed. Boring. Why settle for a handshake when you can own the whole deal? So, the impact? Politically, it's a tussle. Greenland grumbles, Denmark sulks, Europe frets, but Trump's charm would smooth it out. Economically, it's a jackpot. Resources and roots galore. With a hefty price tag, he'd turn into a win. Diplomatically, it's a power move, rattling rivals while flexing American might. Sure, there'd be bumps, but this is Trump. We're talking about the guy who turns chaos into cash. I'm all in for this Arctic adventure. Greenland's a prize worth the hustle, and Trump's the maestro to make it sing. Let the naysayers neigh. I'm ready for the victory lap. Chapter 9. Danish politicians and public. Trump, take a hike. By March 31st, 2025, the Danish reaction to Trump's Greenland obsession is a full-on chorus of "not on our watch," and as a Trump-loving Republican, I've got to tip my hat to their stubborn charm, even if it's aimed at thwarting my hero. The politicians in public over there aren't just lukewarm about this, they're downright frosty, with a side of Viking grit. Let's dive into their vibe, and fair warning, it's not a love letter to the Donald, but I'll keep it light. And salute their spunk. Start with Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen. She's been the ringleader of the no-sale squad since day one. Back in 2019, she called Trump's buy-it-up idea absurd, probably with a raised eyebrow and a sip of coffee, and she's not budging an inch in 2025. Greenland's not for sale, she snaps, like she's guarding the family silver. She's peeved at Trump's tone, too brash, too loud, too Trump, and reminds everyone Denmark's a top-tier U.S. ally. We're your pals, she's saying, so why the land grab? I get it. Met you're loyal, but Trump's just playing big league ball, and I'm rooting for him to win her over with that famous charm. Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen's on the same page, wrinkling his nose at the U.S. approach like it's a bad herring. He's all about the tight-knit Danish-American bromance, NATO buddies, Arctic teammates, and insists Denmark's already pulling its weight up north. We're committed, he says, probably adjusting his tie, so let's keep this chill. He's not wrong. Denmark's been a solid partner, but Trump's not here for chill. He's here for Greenland, and I'm cheering him on, even if Lars is throwing shade. The Danish public? Oh, they're not having it either. Picture this. Folks bundled up in Copenhagen, waving signs outside the U.S. Embassy, chanting, "Hands off Greenland," like it's a national sport. They see Trump's push as a big, fat disrespect to their sovereignty and Greenland's rights, practically a slap in the face with a stars and stripes glove. Protests pop off, voices get loud, and one MP even lets loose with some spicy language. I won't repeat, but it's the kind of thing Trump probably laugh at. They're mad, they're proud, and they're not shy about it. I'll give 'em props, they've got guts, but I'm still Team Trump, dreaming of a deal that'd make everyone a winner. Not everyone's a hard no, though. A few Danish politicos, maybe the pragmatic ones sipping aquavit in backrooms, hint they're cool with a bigger U.S. role in the Arctic, as long as it's respectful. More troops at Thule. Sure. Just don't snatch our island, they murmur. They're scratching their heads, though Trump's tossed out everything but the kitchen sink trade perks, security promises. Yet they still can't figure out his endgame short of full ownership. Me? I see it clear as day. He wants the whole enchilada, and I'm all for it. America deserves that Arctic crown.so, the Danish take. Politicians are a wall of, nope. The public's practically rioting with Hig-fueled fury, and even the open-minded ones won't budge on sovereignty. They're dug in, waving their flag, and telling Trump to take a hike. I respect the hustle Denmark's got heart, but I'm betting on my guy. He's got the vision, the grit, and the deal-making magic to turn this Scandinavian standoff into a star-spangled triumph. They might not see it yet, but Greenland's got USA written all over it, and Trump's the man to make it happen. Chapter 10. U.S.-Denmark Relations. A Greenland-sized bump in the road as of March 31, 2025. The U.S.-Denmark bromance is still kicking, even with Trump's Greenland fixation tossing a few curveballs into the mix. Picture this. Two old pals who've been through thick and thin NATO high fives, Arctic teamwork now navigating a little family squabble over a certain icy island. As a Trump-loving Republican, I'm all about the big man's bold moves, but even I can see this has ruffled some Danish feathers. Still, the bond's holding strong. Let's unpack where things stand with a grin and a salute to the red, white, and blue, the backbone of this relationship. That rock-solid 1951 defense pact, still ticking like a trusty old watch. It's the glue keeping U.S. boots at Thule, Pituffik Space Base, and letting both sides play nice in the Arctic sandbox. Denmark stepped up its game lately, pouring cash into northern security and giving a nod to more U.S. muscle in Greenland as long as it's under the old rules. We're cool with extra troops, they say. Just don't rewrite the playbook. It's a smart move, keeps the alliance humming while dodging Trump's full-on takeover vibe. I'm all for it if it means more American flags up there. But you know Trump, he's not here for baby steps. Here's the rub, though. Trump's style's got Denmark and Greenland side-eyeing each other like they're at a tense Thanksgiving dinner. Those one way or another comments, the not ruling out force zingers, they're pure Trump bold, brash, brilliant in my book, but they've got Copenhagen and Nuke clutching their sovereignty, like it's the last piece of rye bread. Frederickson's out there preaching respect, Ejid's waving the Kalalit flag, and both are like, hey, Don, chill, we're allies, not pawns. I get their angle, but I'm Team Trump, he's just swinging for the fences. And sometimes you've got to ruffle a few allies to win the big prize. Despite the drama, the U.S. and Denmark aren't about to break up over this. They've got shared goals, a peaceful, stable Arctic, where Russia and China don't run the show. Security talks keep rolling, Economic ties stay tight, and both sides seem set on finding a middle ground that doesn't torch the friendship. Denmark's offering cooperation, not capitulation. Think, let's beef up Thule together, instead of, here's the deed. Trump's pushing the envelope, sure, but the alliance is too valuable to ditch. It's like a marriage with a spat, lots of yelling, but nobody's filing for divorce.so. Where are we at? U.S.-Denmark relations are solid but strained, like a rope with a few frayed strands. The Greenland saga's the elephant in the room. Trump's dreaming big, Denmark's digging in, and both are tiptoeing around to keep the peace. Me? I'm rooting for Trump to seal the deal. Imagine the fireworks if he pulls it off. For now, though, it's a diplomatic dance. Tense, testy, but still in step. The Arctic's watching, and so am I, because with Trump at the helm, this story's got more twists to come, and I'm betting on a star-spangled ending. Chapter 11. Wrapping up the Greenland showdown. Trump's dream meets a frosty wall here. We are March 31st, 2025, and the Greenland saga's been a wild ride. Think of it as Trump's blockbuster sequel, complete with epic ambitions and a stubborn cast of co-stars. As a die-hard Republican who'd follow Trump to the ends of the earth, or at least the Arctic, I've loved every minute of this bold play. He's been waving the flag for Greenland's strategic and economic gold mines since 2019, and in his second term, he's turned up the heat. But Denmark and Greenland, they're not just saying no, they're slamming the door, locking it, and tossing the key into an icy fjord. Let's tie this up with a bow, a chuckle, and a salute to the man who dared to dream big, Trump, and his crew. Vance, Don, JRB, the whole gang have been singing Greenland's praises like it's the next big hit. Military edge? Check. Resource jackpot? Double check. A legacy to rival Alaska? Oh, you bet. They've got maps, speeches, and Truth Social posts to prove it's a must-have for America's safety and swagger. But Denmark's not budging. Frederikson's out there guarding her turf like a Viking queen, preaching sovereignty and Greenland's right to choose. The Greenlanders themselves, they're all about going solo, not swapping Copenhagen's rule for Washington's. It's a united front of thanks but no thanks. And even I've got to admit they've got grit. Denmark's playing it smart too. They're not burning bridges, just building a taller fence. We'll team up on Arctic security, they say, pointing to that trusty 1951 pact. But Greenland's ours. The experts chime in with their fancy charts, warning Trump that pushing too hard could ruffle NATO feathers, tick off Russia and China, and make the U.S. look like the bad guy in a global soap opera. They're all cooperation, not coercion. Me? I say, Trump's too slick to let that stop him. He'd charm the socks off anyone to get this done. The timeline's a testament to his tenacity, from that 2019 brainstorm to 2025's full-on campaign, complete with bills like Make Greenland Great Again. But Denmark's nope, Greenland's never, and the world's raised eyebrows mean this isn't happening anytime soon. Relations with Denmark are a bit chilly. Think awkward family reunion vibes, but they're still holding hands on the big stuff like Arctic peace. Both sides want a stable north. They just disagree on who gets the keys to the igloo dot in the end. Greenland's fate rests with its people, those Kelalalit folks who'd rather chart their own course than join Team USA. Trump's vision is pure. Gold in my book Strategic Genius, Economic Brilliance, Classic American Guts, but it's hit a wall of self-determination that even he might not bulldoze through. I'm still cheering, though. The man's a legend for trying, and who knows? Maybe a few years down the road, with some Trump magic, they'll see the light. For now, it's a frosty stalemate Denmark and Greenland standing tall, Trump swinging. Big and me grinning at the show. America first, always, but this round, the Arctic's keeping its own score. And that's a wrap on the wild tale of Trump's Greenland quest, story of big dreams, icy pushbacks, and a whole lot of Arctic drama. From Trump's bold moves to Denmark's firm, nope, in Greenland's fierce independence, it's a roller coaster worth retelling. What do you think? Should Trump keep swinging for that frozen prize, or is it game over? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take. If you enjoyed this story and learned a little English along the way, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Story Driven English for more fun, language-packed adventures. Ring that bell so you never miss a tale. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next story. Stay curious, keep learning, and see you soon.